Hey guys, I'm Mr. D-Bear, and welcome to my Dibble Survival/Combat Guide. We're going to start off with some stats, bleed heal, heal rates, stuff that I tested all hands on. Then we're going to look at matchups against basically all the tiers of combatants. Then we're going to check out a few mock fights and a couple of other little things, tips, strategies, ways to fight with the Dibble. So I hope you're here to stay and enjoy the show. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, like, give us a subscribe because we've got a lot more Isle content already behind our backs and coming out ahead of us, including for Avrima. And don't forget, I live stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come by, we play the Isle a lot. Come play with the community, come ask questions, anything you've got, bring it in. But now, let's show you everything Dibble. So we're going to start out by going over some general Dibble stats and what they mean and why they're good. So you can sprint for 1 minute 55 seconds as a Dibble, which is contrary to the WIKI, which says about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. False tested it. It's 1 minute 55 seconds at full adult for sprinting. 50 seconds to regen your stamina to full from empty. 31 kilometers an hour, 31.6. It's a little bit slower than most mid-tier carnivores, so you won't really be able to run down much in terms of speed and stam wise, but you're much tankier, right, than most things. Now, healing from 20% health. We tested this out in the DV test level. They have the block that does 20% damage. We ran into it 4 times, so that way we had 20% health left. 4th screen, took us 7 minutes and 40 seconds to heal from that. Then, as you can see right here, we are testing the bleed heal. So I had the Dilo bite me until I had 30 bleed. We healed that off in 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which is, to me, incredibly fast bleed heal. I feel like right up there with the aloe. As very, very good bleed heal, you guys. We also tested later healing off bleed standing. So 1 bite from an aloe gave us about 6.5 bleed or so. We healed that off in 1 minute and 50 seconds standing. So Dibble's bleed heal is absolutely nuts. Other great things about the Dibble we're going to be looking into as we go into the matchups are the Z turn and alt turn. So we'll cover that more in a little bit, but if you don't play on an alt turn server, use the Z turn, use the Z walk. It's so fast. It's going to be hard for anything really to get behind you with that Z walk. It's so good. So now we're showing you guys the distances where you should be afraid of apexes. Now generally right on the edge of your night vision, if an apex is within your night vision, it's going to catch you. But just a little bit outside of that range is where you're going to be safe. Now we tested this Giga chase for a while here, and we're not going to show you the whole chase because it's 8 minutes long. It took us 8 minutes to completely run the Dibble out of stamina. So the thing to take away from this is you need to stay away from Gigas. You need to keep an eye out for them. Try to spot them from afar, because if they get close to you and there's 1 or 2 of them, they will easily track you down if you can't lose them, because they'll be able to rotate sniffing, and it's going to be quite easy for them to keep track of you. And the Dibble leaves a lot of tracks behind, so it's very easy to spot. Try to break line of sight and change directions. But in the end, this is your biggest fear, is being spotted by Gigas and being trotted down. Next, we've got the Rex ambush. You can see it's right on the edge of that night vision, and it is going to catch us here. So, like I said before, it has to be just outside, just a little bit further beyond that night vision range, or you're going to get caught. So this is probably the safest distance. We actually cut it very close here, as you will see here in just a moment. But that is about the closest distance you can be to a Rex and still be able to get away from it, because you'll see just how close it gets. And at this point, if you run into a rock or a tree or something, you're just dead. And then here, the Rex runs out of stamina, and you can see just how close that was. So here we're just showing the night vision ranges. So I had the Rex come into the picture to where it could see my eyes with its night vision. So the Rex is just inside mine. I could see it a little bit further back even, but this is right where the Rex can see me in its night vision. So if the Rex can see you and it's in ambush, you're as good as dead. So be very, very quiet at night. So now we're showing the Dibble against Dilos and Utahs, and they don't really stand a chance at all. If you hit them once, watch how fast this guy flops over. So if you hit a Dilo or a Utah with a full-grown Dibble, pressure it. It's going to have to sit immediately. And you can see the Utah doesn't even make it as far as the Dilo. Very, very easy matchup. One hit kills. Now we're showing the speed with the Dibble against the Aloe. It's just a little bit faster, but that's going to give you plenty of time if the Aloe doesn't have its ambush to get hits in if you run with it, if it's running by you. Now we're showing the speed with the ambush quite a bit faster, but there is that little time where you are going to have a little bit of room to get some hits in if it's running through you or by you with ambush. Now we're showing the turn just sprinting, right? Just sprinting. And you can see the Aloe's turn is quite a bit tighter if you are just running. But now we're going to show with the Z turn. So I turn Z walk on and I just turn. And I'm able to stay on its butt very, very efficiently. And this is going to land you a lot of hits on this Aloe. So turn the Z walk on and turn and then sprint accordingly. Now this is the alt turn. It's just as quick as the Z turn, just to show you how good it is. You can keep up right with the Aloe as it's circling around. Now we're showing the number of hits that it takes to kill an Aloe, just straight up, it's 7. And now the number of hits it takes an Aloe to kill a Dibble, just straight up face tanking, sitting still, 12 hits. Takes a Dibble 7 hits to kill the Aloe, takes the Aloe 12 hits to kill a Dibble. So very tanky Dibble, right? Very tanky thing. Now we're showing the number of lethal hits if the Aloe is going to run. So we hit the Aloe 3 times and then we sent it on its way, and you will be able to keep it in eyesight as it dies. So if your group does get 3 hits on an Aloe, you can confirm, we got 3 or 4 hits. Keep pressure on it. It's going to flop. Now showing the speed with the Carno, obviously much faster, but the thing with the Carno is it's going to be very, very hard for it to ever turn and get behind you. Even just running. You don't even really need to use Z-turn or alt-turn, and this is pretty much a given with the Carno. It turns like a monster truck. And here it's just 4 straight up hits to face tank the Carno and kill it. Now for lethal amount of hits with the bleed, it's 3, and it does get to run away just a little bit. But if you can keep eyes on it, if you've got something fast to kind of keep up and keep eyes on it and keep pressure, it will flop. It'll get to sit for a second and then it will die. Now we're just showing the Suko speed. Dibble is just a little bit faster than Suko without ambush, but just remember, you don't want to fight this matchup really on an alt turn server, because the Suko will just alt turn on you and crush you. It has a bit of a tighter turn speed, so you're going to have to use that Z walk if you're on a no alt turn server to stay behind it, as you can see here. Very easy to stay behind it with Z walk. The ambush speed on the Suko is quite a bit faster. Now it's 13 hits to flop a Suko just from the standing position, face tanking. But again, I don't recommend you fighting Sukos as Dibbles unless you have a numbers advantage or it's on a no alt turn server. Now here we're just showing the speed with the Serato. It's just about like the Aloe, except you're going to absolutely crush this matchup. Seratos are terrible with bleed. If you hit it just a couple times, it's gonna flop. Showing the ambush speed here, pretty typical, about the same as the Aloe. But if this thing is trying to fight you, you're going to have plenty of opportunity if it comes in to get some hits on it. 4 hits to make it flop, pretty easy. And it's only 2 hits to make it lethal amount of bleed if it's running away. So if you get 2 hits on it and it's running, you keep eyes on it, it's going to flop. Now we've got just a little fight here for you guys just to demonstrate. So I was going to try and run with the Aloe as it came through me, but I missed my first hits. I really shouldn't be running here, but I decided to just, adrenaline pumping, you know, it's going, I'm trying to chase. But the thing I want to point out is that the Dibble's sit and sit up animation is quite fast. So you have room in these types of situations to sit and kind of heal that bleed off just a little more quickly and bait things in so that you can get hits off, because you can get up very, very quickly. So don't be afraid to sit down in some fights if you've got some room, play with it, and bait in some people, because your bleed heal is just so good. It just makes sense, right? To sit down, especially if you have pack mates guarding you. Very, very easy to do, very, very efficient. And tit for tat, if an allo is coming in and trading one hit for one hit with you, and, you know, running around like this, trying to sneak in and get another hit, you're going to come out on top of this every time. And see right here, it didn't have its ambush, it lost it. So I had a very, very good opportunity to get behind it and land a lethal amount of hits. I think we've got 4 hits on it as of now. So that is lethal damage. We got the bait with sitting there, and we got another hit, and it's just gonna flop. We've got 5 hits on it. It's been running around. It's gonna die. Well, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the Dibble guide. Just remember, get on a deathmatch server, practice some things, feel some things out for yourself. Try that Z walk out. Try the alt turn. Try fighting with your friends, and get used to this dinosaur. It's great. I love playing Dibble. It's really great to play with friends, and it's really, really strong. So get out there and have fun. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give a subscribe. We have lots more Isle content in the bag already, and coming out to you guys, including more stuff on Evrima when we get updates. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, you guys take care.